Okay guys, so we are back and we're going to be talking about two of my favorite things in this video. Spider-Man and the Uncharted franchise, and how now these two franchises are intersecting in a weird way, considering the video games are, well, video games, and there's 5 in the series, and Spider-Man is a movie franchise that's of course made by Sony, who's also responsible for the Uncharted video games, along with Naughty Dog. But not just that, the fact that Sony has Tom Holland, who is of course playing Spider-Man in their Spider-Man universe, that's part of Disney and Marvel's shared universe, is also going to be playing a young Nathan Drake in the upcoming Uncharted film. Now, of course, we already know, as they've stressed, that this Uncharted movie is going to be a prequel to the Uncharted stuff that we've seen in the video games, which obviously means that it is still a prequel to Uncharted Golden Abyss. Wow, this last minute of what I just said, if you're not a fan of either of these franchises, first off, what are you doing here? Second off, man, I just blew your mind. Anyways, Tom Holland, without a doubt, is a great actor. He's young. He's in a position where they want him for a lot of roles, and they can get him for a lot cheaper because they see something special in him. And when he gets bigger in Hollywood, they'll have a good working relationship with him. We've seen this with actors like Leonardo DiCaprio, who was very young, and studios got him, and they let him do his thing, and he did the things they wanted to, and now he's one of the best in history. And I think Tom Holland, if he plays his cards right, is positioned to do that. Now, obviously, with Spider-Man, I think he can do that. When we come to Uncharted, though, this might be an interesting topic to discuss if there could be some sort of conflict of interest or something like that. And what I mean by that is, if you think about it, Sony now still has a date for the upcoming Spider-Man movie, the sequel, which is hitting us in spring/summer of 2019. Well, the spring-summer rush, but it's more specifically summer 2019. Now, the interesting factor here is, if we look at how the current Spider-Man Homecoming movie is being shot, they're going to be shooting this film around a year and a half, and during the exact time a year away from Spider-Man Homecoming sequels coming out, which makes a lot of sense. This is typical production time, which would mean that they're probably going to have to start shooting the next Spider-Man movie around July, I would say, of 2018, which puts it a year before July 2019's release. Uncharted, on the other hand, means it's probably going to be shooting after that or before that. Now, if it shoots after that, that means that the film isn't coming out for another, who knows, maybe late 2019, but optimistically summer of 2020, and I don't think Sony wants to wait around that long, as they've been developing this movie since 2009. So most likely scenario is like the Venom movie, they're going to move forward with this movie probably for a 2018 release date. When 2018, we don't really know. It's probably going to be a lower budget. But could something happen here with conflict between these franchises? Because, let's be real, Marvel and Spider-Man and Sony and Disney have this deal between them where they have to get these movies out by certain dates now because they're working together. So that's not going anywhere. So Uncharted would likely be the one to suffer. But then on the other hand, Uncharted is a wholly owned Sony franchise, and you don't think they want to keep throwing that under the bus, considering they're constantly, failing in other regards with other franchises, so they really need this movie to succeed. So it's going to be an interesting time to see how they split this up, and if it impacts Spider-Man at all. In the worst way I think it could impact the Avengers is probably keeping Tom Holland out of being in some of the other Avenger movies if it's shooting at the same time. But then again, they might be able to work around and depend on how long he's in them.